Today is a good day, man. November 4th, Thursday. Things are looking good. Everything is in the green, but most importantly, my favorite coin is actually moving up, so I couldn't really be any happier. So today, crypto.com made new all-time high. We're looking at the 30-cent region. Things are moving, and they're moving pretty well. And I couldn't be any happier. So that's what we're going to discuss in this video. I'm also random coins, binary X. I have no clue what it is, but today it also made big movement on, and we'll probably just discuss the chart, BNX and also IOTX as well. Those big coins. I'm looking at Google Trends. I'll just give you a bit of a secret. That's how I look at what the market is actually interested in. We have the data in front of us. We can easily check what the market is currently looking at. Search volume on Twitter, search volume on Google, searches and all that tell us a lot about what the market is doing. And we can kind of see, tweet activity on Twitter. Whatever starts to pick up and people start talking about it, that will always translate to the chart itself. So nonetheless, crypto.com is moving. I don't know if you guys have been seeing, it's one of my favorite coins. I always talk about it in live streams and random videos. And the reason why is because I'm trying to take a new shot or have a new chance in these exchange tokens. I know it's centralized and all that, but still I think there's a lot of profits to be made there. It's been moving, very slowly, but today we had new all-time highs. We hit the 29-cent region, and we're just going to discuss the chart right now, talk about a couple other things, but nonetheless here, maybe I'll just switch to the other screen we have here. Yeah, there we go. So this is IOTX, so forget about that for a second. Crypto.com all the way down here. Things are looking pretty good. I like how Crypto.com has been moving. Obviously we've been seeing a lot of crackdowns on Binance, and it's telling you a lot about how you need to have some sort of regulations in all these different countries. Crypto.com has been moving just like Coinbase from a regulatory perspective. They understand that regulations are important, and they do understand that the government, we gotta be friends with the government for us to survive, as opposed to us getting banned out of nowhere, right? And things are just attract all these new people without really keeping in mind what the legal implications of that is. So crypto.com, I don't know if you've been seeing, specifically I like the fact that they know where to spend their marketing dollars. They had a big deal with the UFC, MMA. You'll see the crypto.com logo all over the octagon. All the fighters, everybody out there has to wear the shirt when they're walking in, when they're walking out. And also recently they had a big ad with Matt Damon, which is pretty big. It kind of took Twitter and kind of a frenzy. Everyone was talking about it, and these guys just really know how to market themselves. And the website is pretty easy to use. They understand all these new people coming into crypto. They don't really know how to set up a wallet. They don't know how to set up anything basically. So they make it easy on them. I've been really talking about it ever since way back. It's been almost a year now, and I've been adding it to my bag, so it's pretty nice to see. But nonetheless, maybe we'll just talk right here. Today we reached all the way to the 30-cent region. We've been talking about it ever since it was here, and usually you guys know exactly what I like to do with the chart. Right away we get to take a look at the VPVR. We need to see what the trading activity is, and right off the bat, the biggest areas we're looking at, we're definitely here. You'll see here, maybe this I'll just take off the point of control line here so you can understand what I'm talking about. Look at the VPVR. You can tell pretty nice trading activity somewhere around here. So this, what do we have here? The 6 cent, 67-cent region was pretty reactive all the way down here to the 5-cent region. A lot of accumulation happened, and as soon as we broke out of that region, there wasn't really a lot, so you don't expect a lot of resistance to happen. This is where a lot of sellers want to sell. After that, it's majority buyers in the market, and things move heavy. And when crypto.com moves heavy, last time it went all the way 304% movement at 27 cents. So now today, things we reached all the way to the top, and it's pretty clear. I like how the chart is pretty simple to see. You know exactly where the resistance zone is. That's why I have a parallel channel, because once it gets to the top, things get very volatile. And then at the bottom here, we also same thing, parallel to it, and it's just moving in that upward direction. So now we reached the top here. You'll see major sell-offs that happened. Today was pretty reactive, but you can also see once we zoom in here to this price region, This right here, not as big as the bottom, but this trading activity close to the 15 cent, 16 cent region was pretty reactive. As soon as we broke, we had some sort of resistance at it back in August 15th. As soon as we broke out of it, look what happens. Boom. Right away, we move up. There's nothing happening, right? There's no people trying to sell it. They wanted to sell it here. Those sellers are out of the way. What's going to happen if there's a bit more buyers in the market? A couple millions would start moving this price action pretty heavily. So I'm looking at the daily. Things are looking pretty good. We went back down after we broke out, came back down exactly to that region, right? Exactly to this spot right here. I'll pull this out. This one right here, this is what I'm talking about. Take it all the way here. Boom, we just came back down to retest it. Now we know, the sellers were selling at this point. It was resistance. Now it's going to have to turn to support. We come back down to retest it. You'll see that the sellers got exhausted. And right away, boom, we pushed all the way up to the 29 cent region, which is amazing to see. My crypto.com for me is a long-term investment, man. Anything below the dollar for me is pretty, it's a bargain, I've been adding to it and I really like, maybe I'll show you guys. I don't know where my wallet is, but yeah, I don't have it, but I also got the card. It's a Visa card. It's one of the only exchanges that actually has a Visa card associated with it, and I can go and buy, a coffee with whatever holdings I have on the exchange. So it's pretty nice. Nonetheless, though, I do think it's overextended right now. We don't want to really get too excited out of nowhere. If you're looking long term, these up and down movements don't really matter much. But if you're looking for now, you're trying to, this thing just got your attention. Definitely, I don't really like to buy when things are in the green. I only like to buy when things are, when there's blood on the street, basically. When everything is in the red, everything is at a nice discount. I always waited for it to drop back down here. This is what we have in April, when everything just started to drop heavily at these levels. It went all the way down to here. And what's the price action? Let's see. 67 cents. So it's pretty nice sale, on a very good token. The team is pretty good, and there's a lot. I like how they help the average Joe get onboarded into crypto. And what's it called? Even for businesses as well. They also has a business section where if you want to accept or have some sort of an invoice within your crypto, you can do that as well with crypto.com. It's not a paid commercial. It's not a paid promotion. Sorry. I'm not getting paid by crypto.com. I just like them so much, and I just want to make sure you guys know about them as well. So you can also have that opportunity. But nonetheless, today was pretty volatile. You'll see here we ranged from 21 cent, 22 cent, and we went all the way up to the 29 cents, so a 36% movement. And right now we're here. So that tells us a couple of things, right? There's a lot of people trading this, right? So there's a lot of people that really don't care about what crypto.com is. They just want to make a quick buck out of it. And went all the way to the top here. A lot of people would want to sell off. A lot of people would want to take some sort of profit. A lot of traders would want to take some profits. Some people got millions in this, so that means a lot. And again, maybe we'll go to the 4-hour chart so you can see that. Pushed all the way up, all the way to the 29 cent. We reached this resistance zone. If I zoom out, you'll see exactly where it is. This zone right here, this parallel channel, is where people have been selling off. And this is the bottom here where people have been moving. And so far, not a lot of trading activity at that level. So any kind of interest from the market will move it either up or down, right? We don't need a lot. We don't need a huge fight for this to move. Now it's so easy to move this in any direction, right? Any big whale can come in and just dump it on the market, or any big whale can come in and just push the price action very high. So nonetheless, on the 4-hour chart here, we'll see that we pushed all the way up, and within that, it just dropped all the way back down to the 21 cent, but it got picked up pretty quick. So you can tell there's a lot of market buy orders that were set up here that kind of got filled up pretty quick and pushed the price action back higher. Now, do I think this is actually going to continue to go up? In the long term, yes. Do I care about these up and down movements? No. Do I care about what's happening so far right now today? No. Fundamentally, I like the coin. But if you're looking into this right now, I do think it's overextended. I do think there's some sort of consolidation that's going to happen. And maybe it does continue to move up because people are waking up to it. They've been spending that marketing dollar at it. But nonetheless, if I look back here and I zoom out, we are at a resistance zone. We want to see how this actually plays out. Bitcoin, if you look at Bitcoin, what's happening with Bitcoin, maybe we'll take a quick look. Bitcoin today is down 2%. We talked about how this is also a pretty reactive zone. We want to see what's going to happen, what kind of pattern gets played out, but we can see the buyers were, indeed actually are getting exhausted. If you look at the weekly chart here for Bitcoin, you'll see that there's a lot of indecisiveness. a lot of wicks to the upside, telling us that there's a major selling happening here. A lot of people actually got into Bitcoin somewhere around those levels, and if they held, now the price is coming back up to their break-even point, so you're gonna see that they could be, just selling it here and just to break even. And I do think that with Bitcoin, we will, that's what my inkling is so far. But again, I like to see what the market tells me first. And if I think we're gonna have some sort of a ceiling somewhere here on the 60,000 all the way to the 64,000, which we're seeing right now. And I do think this is pretty solidified support right here. And as soon as we have something, I would say maybe for Bitcoin, my inkling is saying that, something like this is going to happen, on a very macro level. Bitcoin could be, could drop back down to retest this zone or retest the support area. But it's kind of, we're at a point where anything can happen. So we need to wait for a bit to see how the market reacts. So for Crypto.com, taking that into account, we're at, overextended. You look at a Bitcoin as well, taking all that into account. Is this a place where you should get into? I can't really tell you. I can't really tell you. There's no financial advice here, but depends what your long-term outlook on this. I do expect some sort of a drop to happen sometime soon. We will definitely, in my opinion, come back down, at least to retest this region right here where we broke up from all-time highs, or like the closing prices here on the weekly. This is pretty important. If we come back to the daily, you'll see here that if I see, what do we have here? So also where supply and demand got squeezed around this level right here, in my opinion. This was exactly here. I think we haven't really came back down to retest this region. So and the fact that we're having a lot of volatility here, wicks to the upside and the downside, I do expect in the short term that Crypto.com could easily come back down to the 22-cent region. And if you want to accumulate more, then that could be the area where you should be paying attention to. And again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't want you guys to come and knocking on my door here and trying to sue me, man. So I do expect some sort of drop back down to the 22 cent. We're going to have the same thing. We just need to wait for the market to tell us what's going to happen. If we do actually drop back down here, I do expect, look at this on the VPVR, right? A lot of trading activity here, just like how we had, if we zoom out again to the outside, just how we had some sort of resistance here at this VPVR level at the 15 cent. It broke out of it, we flew, came back down. We had to come back and retest it. You're not just going to breeze through something without coming back to retest it. That's what the whole market is going to do. So it's not good to buy when things are green, buy when things are in the red. That's the if you don't understand technical analysis, that's probably the most basic advice I can tell you, right? So come back down to retest here and push back up. So now if we zoom in again to see what's going to happen here, looks like this is the area again, and there's another area right here. So maybe the support will be somewhere around this region here, 22 cent to the 20 cent region, where we have to come back down to retest it. And then we'll see what's going to happen if buyers are actually gonna accumulate. And we saw that today it just kind of touched this region right away. People bought it. So pretty good to see. This is what I think is going to happen in the short term. Now in the long term, I think they're doing pretty good. I do expect this to be somewhere around the $1 to the $2 region within the next, I would say, 3 to 4 months. We need to give it time, but on the long term, only God knows where this thing is going to take us. And the fact that the marketing dollars is just really being spent at, in sports and in areas where there's going to be a lot of traffic coming in and a lot of new people being onboarded. I do think Crypto.com is really setting themselves for success, setting themselves to be the next, the biggest exchange out there, and compete with Coinbase and Binance for sure. So we'll see. Let me know if you want me to. I'll delve into really the details of what Crypto.com is fundamentally. Maybe that's something you guys would like to see. But nonetheless, man, I feel like I've been talking for a long. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. And I'll try my best to answer everybody. So thank you for watching. Make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Join our Discord. We're updating our people a lot faster than this. And you know what to do, man. Thank you very much.